Hey guys, and welcome to the patch 9.20.1. I'm playing on Russian server because this patch came to the Russian server a day before it came to the European server, so I had a whole day to test all the changes of tier 10 lights. And we're going to talk about Sheridan first, because I got a very interesting battle I'm showing you here right now. And also it's quite an unusual map. You know, I like map rotation. I don't like showing, Prohorovka after Malinovka after Prohorovka after Malinovka, or like some 3 or 4 maps. I like showing different maps, so it's very fortunate that this battle happened in Swamp, Not really the map where you see a lot of interesting battles and lights. So let's get to the point. Sheridan. What happened to Sheridan? First, we got some extra shells to our ammo rack. It's a very nice thing because now you won't have to shoot gold just because you run out of standard ammo. Well, unless you really shoot very much. And you won't run out of gold, and then you won't be in a silly situation where you badly need to penetrate the target, but you are totally out of gold. Not really that it happened before to me, but what if? Anyway, it's always better to have extra ammo than not to have, right? But it's not the most interesting thing. The best thing about it is that its alpha was improved from 360 to 390, without changing anything else, with the same reload, with the same accuracy, with the same gun handling. So now this tank is all about good gun handling, relatively quick reload, 7.3 seconds in this replay, I think. And it's about alpha damage. 390, that's medium tank alpha damage. If you compare this tank to Patton also has 390 alpha damage, Patton also has good gun handling. Well, Patton's gun handling feels better than of this tank, but it's still very good. And Sheridan has very good aiming time still. So... oh, sorry, 3090. And the reload of Patton and reload of Sheridan differ by like 0.4. So the reload of Patton is like 0.4 seconds quicker than of Sheridan. So if you drive out at the enemy with Sheridan or Patton, and like when you drive out at the enemy, how many shots do you make? Well, usually like from 1 to 3 shots. So, and on that scale, that difference of reload of 0.3, 0.4 seconds is totally negligible. So your gun, when you drive out at the enemy, behaves exactly like Patton's. Because, well, at close distance the accuracy doesn't matter. You penetrate because you have someone's side, you are quick to flank enemies. And you shoot as often as Patton does. You take Patton, you strip it of armor, you give it light scammer, you give it 65 km an hour and many horses per ton, and you get Sheridan. This wasn't the case with 360 alpha, because 360 alpha, you shoot someone, you low roll for 320. Oh, come on, what is it? Like 320, that's nothing. And then you shoot again and you have some 370, it's not much. And then you take, well, this Sheridan now with 390 alpha, and you high roll for 450 with a 7 seconds reload. Wow! It's really wow. This tank is not about scouting at all, it's very huge, it has no camo comparing to other lights. But with its camo, it still outspots all mediums, it still outspots all heavies, most tank destroyers. It spots from bushes, it can spot from landscape, so it's not as helpless as a scout. It can do some scouting, preferably in the beginning of the battle, but after that, you just go for damaging, you go for flanking. You play like half medium, more maybe even like full medium, and now it feels like this tank is totally able of competing with tier 10 mediums. No joke here. Like, yes, you have worse accuracy, like 0.4 base. Yes, you have lower penetration, but you are so quick that it's so easy to have someone's soft side. Plus, there are so many soft targets around, like all these bad shots, all these TDPs, all these sides of the Kronwagens and everything. There are enough soft targets, and you can easily get to the sides. Just switch flanks 3 times in battle, and you will succeed in it. It's a pattern that switches flanks 3 times per battle. It feels fantastic. And it's really like these 30 extra damage per shot does make a difference. again, it seems very little, but when you start to shoot around and you get some 430 high rolls, you really start to notice it. And now you can trade with tier 10 mediums. There are so many advantages that this little 30 thing gives that I was very skeptical when I was reading the patch notes, but now I really felt it. And like, this tank, I think it became my second favorite tier 10 light tank. It doesn't fit my playstyle at all, but it's so good at what it does. You know, this tank has a specialization and it's really very good at it, that I really like it. And I would say that at the moment it's the second strongest tier 10 light tank after T100 LT, which was also buffed. Unfortunately, this improvement of the tank really shifted the position of WZ1321, because WZ1321 didn't get any buff. Well, it got like 4 extra shots in the ammo, and that's it. So it didn't get any gun handling buff or anything. Look at that! Point the gun and click. That's the gun handling, that's the shooting comfort, and with big alpha. Where was I? Yeah, with Z1321. I think with Z1321 really lost its position because now there are 3 light tanks with 390 alpha damage, and Sheridan is really just so fantastic at dealing damage that with Z1321 just lost its unique thing about it. Yes, it has armor there, but you know, playing from armor is not really reliable. And the armor, the turret of WZ1321 is still penetrable, and tier 10 tanks penetrate the turret of WZ1321 most of the time. So you should always assume when you play it against tier 10 tanks that you have no armor in WZ, and then it loses any advantage over Sheridan. Yeah, slightly better penetration of WZ, but you know, with this rate of fire, with this DPM, with this gun handling, Sheridan is just so comfortable. Look at the damage I have. It's over 5,000. I don't even remember how I dealt that, because in most tanks when you deal like 5,000, you get closer to 6,000, you remember that you were working hard to do that. You were side scraping, you were looking for opportunities to shoot, you were moving here and there. I was just driving around and clicking at whatever I saw. I click, I penetrate, I have 400 damage. Very simple. Boom. And now we complete LT15 for 216 Sheridan. And it's so easy. I was playing it like, I didn't play one battle of course in it. It was so easy to deal damage in it all the time. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. It's all very doable. This tank can compete with tier 10 mediums. Of course it's hard to use paper and quick tank, which is also pretty huge. But if you manage to do that, you will be top 3, top 1 by damage, you know, higher than some Objects 140 and bad shots in your team. Yes, that's really doable. So if you have this tank in the garage, give it a try. Try to play for damage, and if you do everything right, you will definitely not regret it. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next videos.